Well, what's going on, guys? I'm here in the backcountry of Colorado off the Colorado Trail, and we're going to try out something I've never used here at the channel before, and that is a pocket chainsaw. Now, the idea of this is very intriguing to me because it's very lightweight, very compact. I don't really have any plans to process wood today because I was just doing a hike just to get out here and see some cool views and just have a compact 6-blade with me, which is not going to be ideal for shelter building or, you know, chopping down trees or fire prep. But in a pinch, this might get the job done if I was stuck out here and storm rolled in real quick or got turned around or injured. So let's see what this thing can do and if it might be a good alternative for light duty wood processing. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video because we'll find out how it stacks up to folding saws like my Ichiban. All right, so the concept seems simple enough. Little pouch. This is from SOL, this particular model I picked up. You got your chain and your teeth and some good pull handles. Just line it up like that. And you're just gonna pull back and forth and supposedly bring down this tree. Bad here. More. Should be enough. Oh yeah. Here we go. That's not too bad. I've never used one of these before. That's pretty cool. Now, not super smooth. Meaning like it's kind of, you know, compared to a handsaw, like a BLADEHQ or a Silky or an Ichiban. But that wasn't too bad. Let's try it again here. Now that it's down, let's see if we can process it. So this would be a good firewood size there for a log for a fire. So I'm just gonna put my foot on it. Wow, I'm surprised, guys. Not expecting it to do that well and work that quickly. Let's do some more testing back at the homestead and see what we can come up with. I'm gonna get back on the trail and go that way. So as we speak, I am hiking back with that chainsaw in my pocket. So it is literally pocket friendly. But guys, I want to take a quick time out for just a moment to remind you about Zolio satellite communication devices. Now, this Zolio offers the ability for me to not only use my cell phone to have a smartphone interface that I'm very familiar with to send out texts and information about my location, but if that were to ever die or be lost, this can fully function on its own. With that SOS feature, it gives myself and my family the peace of mind to know that if I were ever to get injured or hurt, I have the ability to reach out, communicate with first responders, let them know my GPS coordinates, but also be aware of their ETA, but also inform them of any medications that are required or injuries that may have occurred. And with it being the cheapest iridium-based satellite communicator on the market at just about $200, it'll give you that ability to communicate without having to break the bank. And with so many subscription options to hit every budget, going into the backcountry with the Zolio device just makes sense. And I'll have that hyperlink in the description box below, as well as my exclusive promo code that will waive the $40 activation fee to set you guys up to be able to communicate the next time you head outdoors. So very surprised with the capability, and it outperformed my expectations, which is always an exciting thing, you know, when you have very low expectations and then a tool outperforms itself. And having used it here a bunch on much larger, denser logs, this is what I'm discovering, is that if the wood that you are sawing is attached, meaning like a tree, and you're going to cut down the tree, or it's a branch attached to a tree and you're going to cut off that branch, the leverage is good and you're able to do it because there's something resisting you. When I had to fall the tree and then section off the wood for maybe a fire, or if it was laying on the ground and then I was going to break it down into pieces either for a fire or a shelter, it becomes a lot more fatiguing. The angle is very weird. It really fatigued my lower back. Doing that, you got to put your foot on it and then you're basically pulling against your foot, and there was just a lot of fumbling around with the wood that I didn't really enjoy and just wasn't as efficient as a folding saw or a fixed saw that you would be using in a lot of scenarios. And so that's really where I saw a major drawback, is in where the wood was and what exactly you were doing with it. And it would definitely not be my first choice to process a bunch of fallen wood into smaller sections. It's just very fatiguing and awkward. So I picked this thing up for, I think, like $21. They usually go between like 20 and 30 bucks for this SOL version. There are some more premium versions apparently that are out there that can go all the way up to $50, which seems pretty steep for me for like what the tool is doing, and that's right alongside like full-size folding saw. So unless, you know, like footprint is the only thing that we're thinking about, I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense to go that direction. But at that price point, you know, it's not going to break the bank. And if you are considering this in, you know, a survival kit or something like that, it is on the more budget-friendly side of tools and seems to be holding up well so far from my use. When you compare it to a folding saw like this Kisai, Ichiban, and even, you know, compared to that pricing, this guy I think I picked up for like 25 or 30 bucks, so about the same cost, and it's just going to be way more efficient. I can do it in a lot of different segments and just have more control over it. And another thing to think about in a, you know, emergency situation, a survival situation, this can be used one-handed. That saw has to have both hands operating in full function. Otherwise, it's useless. And so is it an essential piece of survival kit? Maybe. I mean, that's really up for you to determine. I'm definitely not going to toss or just throw it in the junk pile. I'm definitely going to deploy it in one of my survival kits, and I may pick up one or two other ones for my loved ones so that we have them as a viable option for more compact, light-duty work. But if I was going to go do a day of bushcrafting or camping, this definitely would not be my first choice, and I would go with a fixed or a folding saw. So guys, I hope that this video has been fun and informative, giving you some information and helped you determine for yourself if this style of chainsaw is worth putting in your rotation and, you know, trusting a survival kit or not. I look forward to seeing all the comments below. Let me know your thoughts, your experience with saws like this, and whether or not you see value in a tool like this in your survival kits. And until next time, I invite you to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Check out the other video popping up. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.